You get Vamp yet?
What's that?
So did you get Vamp yet?
Oh, no, I am working on it, though.
Yeah, same.
Could you guys maybe switch your focus from your handheld technology to the stream?
What?
What are you talking about?
Could you switch from your phone to paying attention to the stream, please?
Yeah, we will in a second. I'm sort of engrossed in what's going on here, right?
No, cool.
We got some time.
Cool, like a cold man, but we're live right now.
What? Now? No. Now? Happy monstering, everybody, and welcome to another episode of My Singing Monsters Live, your one-stop shop for everything to do with My Singing Monsters. I am Monster Handler Matt.
Monster Handler Mike.
And here we are today for this episode of My Singing Monsters Live, all about monster technology. I'm very excited to discuss this topic today because we've sort of touched on it in the past, but never really devoted a set amount of time, specifically to it. And
Yes.
we've been receiving lots of great questions about monster technology as well that we're hoping to answer some of those today on the episode. But first of all, we have some business to take care of. Michael?
Of course, the business, as always, we have our subscriber giveaway.
Of course.
Now, quick rigmarole as we figure who's the winner for today. If you want to subscribe, you can use Twitch Prime or Amazon Prime to give a free subscription. Otherwise, you can just sign up. It gives you free emotes, skipped ads, all that fun stuff.
What emotes? What sort of emotes are we talking about here, Michael?
Matt going, and we got Stumped, and we got Furcorn, and I believe there's a Bill in there as well. So just some fun stuff.
Nice.
Yeah, and the other perk, of course, as we said, is everyone gets entered into a subscriber giveaway.
That happens every time.
Every time during the main
we go
shows.
live on our formal episodes of My Singing Monsters
Yes, and today that prize will be a rare Reebro.
Live. Ooh, certainly in keeping with the theme of monster technology, a rare Reebro.
Exactly.
A rare ethereal.
So I do have the winner.
Oh, do you?
The winner is Waddle91.
Congratulations, Waddle91. 91 Waddles.
My favorite number.
91 Waddles, stomping around. 91 Waddles. Anyway, no, 91 Waddles. Anyway,
And
attempt at some Waddle humor there.
a great Waddle humor, if you ask me. And our last little bit of thing that we wanted to point out, we wanted to say thanks for the cheers, bits and all that. Specifically, our top 3 cheers at the moment: Potawatomi, 352.
Wow.
Cat Wax, 255.
Whoa.
And Dubv, 770 with 100. So
Well, thank you very much
Sorry-
for all
sorry
those
to interrupt.
bits and cheers.
It's not cab wax.
Cub wax.
Cub Wax.
They
Cub
did.
wax.
They did specify this before.
Well, maybe I wasn't here, so I apologize.
Maybe. Actually, maybe it's possible that you weren't. Anyway, it's a teachable moment for you. Cub wax.
I'll
it is
never forget.
sort of
it.
like the wax of a cub.
Okay. I at least think I didn't stumble over Potawatomi's name.
Potawatomi. Yeah.
Potawatomi.
Yeah.
_MSM.
Yes.
Didn't want to forget
Right,
that.
but it's sort of a shorthand
Yes,
sort
yes,
of
yes,
situation. Yes.
We're on a first
first
name,
username basis.
Exactly.
Yes, very good.
But now that we have that out of the way, let's jump into the technology.
Monster technology. So,
More than you would think.
yes, and in more diverse forms than perhaps is visible from the eye immediately at first glance.
Yes.
So, the interesting thing about monster technology for me is how much it has varied throughout the chronology of the monster world, dating back all the way to the era of Dawn of Fire, and in its contemporary current form. So there's a couple of specific talking points that I wanted to go over today. Let me just grab my satchel.
Satchel. The satchel
Yes,
of knowledge.
which has, as you know,
The tome.
Dr. Warden E. Spurt's tome in it, but which I've also been contributing some of my own notes to.
Ooh, just adding to the official book.
Yeah.
Really great. Do you think one day there ever be a way
To publish
it like
this?
maybe
this tome?
your work would one day finish it off?
Well, I
When
think
we
it'd be the sort of thing where it would be like, like a guide to monster handling,
Yes.
and it would be sort of like a scientific journal where multiple people contributed to it over the years, but it's just sort of like the definitive guide to monster handling at some point. So, there's a couple things that I wanted to mention. Let me just get to the right page here.
Very secretive. Doesn't want anyone to see it.
No.
Won't even let me look at it.
Forget it. So, a couple of things that I wanted to mention about monster technology right off the bat is that, generally speaking, during the dawn of fire, that era of monster history, there was a lot more diversity in the technologies present in the structures
Yes.
of the monster world. They were more specialized. They were more.
They were able to produce things.
That's right. There was a lot more. There were a lot more items that were sort of circulating as currency, as little gifts.
The industrial era of
sort of, but it was
monsters.
but it was less to do with like the economy and more to do with just like what monsters found enjoyable,
Yes.
what sort of things they wanted to produce for themselves and each other.
Yes, of course.
So that was an interesting thing about back then. And another notable thing back then during the Dawn of Fire is that many of the monsters that were alive during that time seemed to be in their countenance, in their shape, and in their form, skewing more natural than necessarily like biomechanical.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
There's a
I see
lot
what
more
you're
there are a lot more natural forms, and then I
Yep.
think that you find that after the breakup of the continent and after the interlude moving into the current era of My Singing Monsters, you see a lot more sort of cyborg and cybernetic components to various monsters, especially with the Ethereals and various other monsters. And most recently observed in a great way by Epic Deej and its cybernetic
Spin
cranial
Master.
implants. That's right. Although there's less spinning involved for Epic Deej.
I guess.
It's more tapping.
I guess.
Tapping on its what are they called? Instead of beat drops or something. Monster Handler Sydney, who is in the chat today,
Hey,
and
Monster Handler
who is
Sydney.
talking to you, the community, right now. Make sure to say hi, Monster Handler Sydney. But Sydney, if I could get just to double check that I am using that
Confirmation,
terminology
please.
correctly for Epic Deej's various sugar crystal
We would hate
technology.
to
Yeah, I don't
not.
want to speak out of turn, in error. The other thing that I think that's important to remember as well about technology back then versus technology now is that one of the major things that was lost in the breakup of the continent was the ability to travel more freely between different areas of the monster world. So,
Obviously to the outer islands.
yes,
and
that's
not
right.
being able to
And
travel
so
to
between the
different colossals.
teleporter and the skyship,
Confirmation it's beat drops.
it beats drops. Okay, perfect. Thank you for the confirmation, Sydney. Between the skyship and the teleporter, it seemed like movement was a lot freer. It was there were less places to go. First of all, we have a lot more islands working sort of at play right now that we know of. Right, there are only a few outer islands that we know of. Right, that are common destinations that are forever homes for the adult monsters of the era of Dawn of Fire. I want to be forever homes. Very good. I heard you sort of sing it under your breath there. I wanted to raise it up and really
put it
celebrate
there,
it.
and you
really
knocked
celebrate
it out.
it.
It was great.
All right. So the interesting thing about the teleporter is that it seems to be like a structure in aid of going to different places, whereas the teleportation that happens during the era of now seems to be more to do with certain monsters' ability to achieve certain levels, which is of course a result of feeding them. So it seems like something that like some sort of different effect takes place, and it's more of like an involuntary thing that can sort of happen, that you can interdimensionally slide between different areas, and that's how teleportation works now. Whereas back in the day, it seemed a lot more like you set your destination, you knew where it was going, and it was sort of more freer movement.
Notable exception, I would say, to the traveling.
Yes.
The only people you really see traveling now would be our seasonals, right? Like
yes.
Yule taking off, Hula, of course, going on the boat.
On the sailboat, that's right. But recall as well that we still don't know whether seasonals existed during the era of Dawn of
This is
Fire.
true.
So this could
So
be
they could have been doing that all the time anyway.
could have been doing it all along, or it could have been something that gave the separation of the islands gave rise to monsters' need to find different ways to move around the monster world. Yes, and the last thing that I wanted to mention about monster technology specifically is the magic of crystals.
Crystals.
So,
Are we talking about like the veg? I can never.
I'm getting there. Yes.
Vegenine?
No. Vigidian.
Vegidian.
Vigidian is the plant-associated
hard to
crystal. I know. This is going to be a great opportunity for us to
Stonyx?
go through Stonyx. Yes, that's another one. Very good. We'll go through and we'll
Okay.
sort of name those all. But the exciting and important thing about crystals is the power, the intrinsic power that they have in relationship to their elements and other parts of the monster world. Now, perhaps the most famous crystal
The most famous
of the
crystal
monster
of them
world.
all.
Can you guess what it is?
Diamond.
That's right.
Yes!
It is diamonds. Very good. Your monster handling is showing through. Yes. Diamonds are perhaps the most exciting and important technology of the monster world because of their unique time-bending properties, and they're able to speed things up, and they're able to sort of like shortcut and bypass certain process that would normally take a long time, but it's these special time-bending properties of the diamonds that make them so valuable and so special. You may recall that on an earlier episode, I was postulating, I was theorizing.
You postulating on an earlier episode?
I know, but impossible to conceive of. I know.
Which episode was that?
I don't remember. Any between 1 through 11. I had previously been postulating that there may be some relationship between Syncopate, the celestial of crystal,
Yeah.
and the diamonds that can be found throughout the monster world. I don't know if necessarily they are related one to another. The coloration of Syncopate specifically would suggest that maybe there is some relationship, or it could be that
to a
it's
degree.
coincidental, and the fact that they're both sort of crystalline sort of things going on. But then, of course, as you mentioned, there are also the unique crystals that belong to each of the elemental lands of Dawn of Fire and that haven't been seen or heard from in a very long time. These are, of course, Vigidian plant.
The green one.
Very good, the green one.
Green
There's Frosium.
The blue one.
Yes, it's sort of a pale blue.
It's blue.
And the element is?
Not snow.
Snow. It's
Cold.
cold. Very good. There's Skylight.
I'm gonna say that one is best. Is that the orange one?
It is.
Okay.
And that the element is?
Air.
Yes, very good. And then there's Aquanine.
That would be. That's like the turquoisey one.
That's right.
Water, obviously.
Yes, and then you already said it. There's
Stonyx.
Stonyx, yes, as well, associated with the element of Earth. So these were in much greater circulation during the prehistory of the monster world, and not as much around anymore. But there is some speculation that they persist in some of the features that we see on the colossals of the natural islands. For example, the goggles that can be seen on the air colossal, are they possibly made from some reformed form of skylight? I think for a fact we do know that it is a unique sort of mineral byproduct of skylight that are the lenses of the mirror air colossals goggles, and that
That's
maybe
the mirror. That's an alternate
I know,
timeline.
right? Who knows? Who knows if that's something
Who
else
knows if
entirely?
that's an individual?
Right, that
thing,
could be it could be made out of cubic zirconium,
Yes.
for all we know. But and then Aquanine as well might be part of the goggle.
The goggle thing. Or I guess
the
it's
scuba, the snorkel apparatus on the water colossal as well. But those are just theories.
Question for you.
Yes, I'm listening.
You talk about diamonds having the time bending
Yes.
thing.
hmm
When are we going to discover that in the human world? How to manipulate these diamonds into
Well,
their time bending?
if we were ever able to do that, I think that human beings are not in a position to responsibly use that sort of technology. I think it's probably better that we sort of appreciate the journey, not the destination.
Okay.
And that we don't rush through things because life is precious.
Yeah, it's not about the destination. It's about
The journey,
The
like
journey,
I said.
like you said.
Yeah. Yeah. So
different words, but,
right.
you know,
Most of them were the same.
we got there 2 different ways, 2 different journeys, and we got to the same conclusion.
I'll give that to you for sure. Okay, so those were some of the major talking points that I wanted to talk about monster
Yeah.
technology. I think that some of the questions that we've collected to answer today are related to, as I mentioned before, some of the monsters that incorporate technology as part of their lifestyle, as a part of their, their size and shape. So, yeah, size and shape.
I have questions.
All right,
From the
and I'm
community.
prepared to answer them.
This first one comes
Give
from
them to me, and
Monster
I'm not gonna refer to Dr. Gordon Lee
Handler
Spurt's
Mike.
journal. I'm just gonna try and do them without aid, without any sort of extra
Throw 'em away.
resources. That's right.
Throw it away.
I'm not gonna throw it. This is a priceless artifact.
Okay. The first question here comes from Explorer Monster. If Reebros build their mechanical legs,
Mm-hmm.
how do they get around to build them when they're just a brain?
That's a great question. I would say very painstakingly. Obviously, it looks like the Reebro is just a brain. So how is it able to organize and execute on the creation of its
Smart.
mechanical suit? It is exceptionally smart, and there's only 2 possible things that I can think of. One is that it's so smart is that it exhibits a certain level of telekinesis, and it's actually able to sort of put these things together just through the power
Like some Magneto
of its
stuff.
mind. Yes, exactly. Or, and this is perhaps the more scary option, is that in the sulci, the crevices
Of course,
the
in the
brain,
sulci.
yes, in those crevices of the brain,
Biology
there are
101.
long, spindly tentacles that can emerge
Ew.
and manipulate things. That's sort of the grosser option.
I have another.
Oh,
Theory.
another theory. I always love a good postulation here on My Seeing Monsters
I've been
Live.
trying to think of the word and I can't think about it.
Should we revisit this later?
No. I know
It's
what
gonna,
it,
it's
I
gonna
know
come
what
to
I'm
him,
talking
everybody, and it better be good.
about. When one species relies on another.
Symbiosis.
Symbiosis.
That's like our big buzzword here on
Yes,
My
exactly.
Seeing
That's
Monsters
why I
Live.
was like,
So
we talk about this all
who
the
would you
time.
say symbiotically
Well, that's
works
that's
with
what
Reebro?
I maybe there's somebody that Reebro is
Some monster?
yeah, some monster that like they secretly have a connection though.
Oh. And perhaps it's sort of a mutual benefit
Yes.
because then later
Scratch my back, you
Reebro-
scratch your
Reebro, if they have a back, of course.
Well, I think everyone has a back.
Well, not everyone. I don't know. Could you say that Ma has a back? I think it's
Yeah.
more of just like a
It's-
back of the head.
It's the back.
Wow.
If it's the front, there's a back.
I suppose that's true.
Unless it was the only way I'd say it's not a back is if it was a flat piece of paper that only had sides. Har
You heard it here first.
239.
Yeah.
How does Vamp build its body when it's just a mass of energy?
So recall that Vamp, being a celestial, has what?
Vamp.
Vamp? No,
I
Vamp.
know.
Vamp. Which, it's funny, do you know where the Vamp gets its name?
I'm going to say something that is probably incorrect.
Well, you might be
But
right.
I'm going
Who
to
knows?
say it comes from vamping,
Uh-huh.
which is when you just kind of got to talk to fill the air, and yeah, that's what I'm going to say.
Well,
Vamping.
you are half correct.
Which we do a lot of here. I'm
Yes,
sure.
we no.
King of vamps over here.
Kings and queens of vamping. Yes.
Yes.
Vamping has its origin in its musical terminology, where you're just supposed to keep playing.
Just like solo.
You just keep playing and just keep vamping, right? But it's
Sounds like a
also,
jazz thing.
but it is also a play on revamp, to revamp something because of its ability to like self-assemble.
Rejigger.
Exactly, and sort of like imagine itself in different ways in the physical form
So is
that
that
it
also
takes.
the answer as to how it?
What I wanted to say is that because Vamp is a celestial monster, it has access to a sort of latent mech elemental ability that many other monsters do not have. This is sort of the thing that makes celestials unique among the singing monsters. And so, as a result of it having this latent ability of mech, it is able to actually draw things together from the random detritus of the universe and combine them together into its physical form. call it magic, call it advanced science, but it's this elemental control of mech that allows it to construct its body.
I'll call it Vamp.
That you can.
Also, your word of the day is detritus. If you had that on your bingo card, marker down.
Can you spell it?
D-E-T-R-I-T-U-S.
Yep.
Yep.
Very good. Detritus, yes.
World spelling
Fancy
champion.
word for junk. Junk.
Potawatomi MSM.
Yes.
Mentioning again.
Hello again.
Is the high-tech headgear Epic Deej is wearing an artist's nod to Lobot from Star Wars / ESB / Empire Strikes Back?
I think you'd be able to find the answer to the question tucked in some references in Epic Deej's bio.
I can't wink.
Can't?
I
I have to do something weird with my mouth when I wink, but
Yeah, I do too, like that.
Anyway,
I love Epic Deej.
it is.
I think one of my favorite of the epics. It's there's lots of color.
Mm-hmm.
It's great.
I like the fact that the place where the eyes typically are on common and rare Deej is occupied by a big porcine snout.
Snoot.
A snoot, yes.
At Connor Garrett 5, can Blip Squeak record voices?
I was doing some research about Blip Squeak earlier in preparation for today's Monster Technology episode because I knew Blip Squeak would come up.
Obvious.
So the interesting thing about Blip Squeak is that it was able to hear its eyes, ears, nose, toes anthem. What? You doing it? Okay, good. You're always freaking me out that you're correcting me,
No,
but
I'm
you're just
never- I'm
repeating
never
things
correcting
under your breath. It makes me nervous that I've done
Sorry,
something.
but making you nervous.
Yes. Anyway, recall that these were words heard on radio frequencies that it picked up from the human world, from the kingdom of Mateland.
Oh, not Radio Free Roscoe.
No, not that. Whatever that is. And so, while it was able to eventually sort of extract the meaning of those words and incorporate that into its physical form in cooperation with the Wubbox, of course, saying, "Hey, can you make me a thing that says eyes, ears, nose, and toes?"
I would greatly appreciate
I would
it.
like that very much. So other than that, I don't believe that its body itself has the ability to record voices, and it can only emit them. It's
No
more
recording
of a loudspeaker than it is necessarily a recording device.
Jaden, 1847. What happened to Champ?
This is a very silly episode today.
Yeah, it's great.
Yes.
I like being silly.
I know
Silly
you
is
do. It's
fun.
great. It's great. That's what it's all about, I think.
To Champ's back wheel, which I believe is a spelling mistake. I'm going to say by Sydney. In that it's
Champs.
Champs.
As not Vamps.
Vamp.
What happened to Vamp's back wheel? So recall that the first time that we observed Vamp was in its adult, fully formed, fully realized shape.
Yes.
And that this revival of Vamp that you can see on Celestial Island in My Singing Monsters represents something of a cosmic car wash. And it's brand new and
Lose the wheel, you're brand new.
fresh out of the box sort of thing. So it's entirely possible that the adult Vamp did originally have those 4 legs, but at some point, through just the sort of deterioration that you can expect from using mechanical parts, maybe rust, maybe just overuse, that at some point it had to be replaced with the back wheel.
See, you think that's a replacement. I think that's an upgrade.
An upgrade, but that's what I mean. It swapped it out.
Hot swap.
Yeah, exactly. In order to maintain its suspension.
Donkey Kong 14. How do the monsters get their technologies? From humans?
Not from humans.
Not from humans.
Unless there are some notable exceptions here.
Not from humans, except from humans.
No. So, it's important to recognize that some monsters, like Rare Wubbox, their look, their feel, everything about them is very much informed by its experiences in the human world. Mm-hmm. But in general, the monster civilization, the technologies of the monster world are native to the monster world. Several of them have a lot of similarity with human technologies. That is to say, the ability to bake things, like using the tailor or the weavers back in the era of Dawn of Fire. These are obviously things that we do as well. We make clothes, we make food, things like that. But they are examples of technologies being developed at the same time and not necessarily influencing each other. And of course, there are lots of technologies in the monster world that we haven't cracked yet, like, as you say, the ability to manipulate time, like diamonds do. Or even just like the tempo of a given island, like the time machine can do.
This is true. Late breaking news.
Yes.
News update. Waddle91 graciously giving its rare Reebro prize away to someone who needs it.
Isn't that nice?
Very nice.
I love hearing about stuff like that.
We have randomly selected a subscriber to receive this prize, and that subscriber is Logan Peters 756.
So I want to give a congratulations to Logan Peters, but also a huge thank you to Waddle91. That's a very gracious and generous move. That's the sort of thing we like to see here on My Singing Monsters Live. We live for it.
Live for it, love it.
This is what I live for. Yes.
Wither of Earth.
Yes.
How on earth
Is this an Earth element related question?
is the bakery able to make ice cream? You use a bakery to bake food.
Yes.
Bacon plus ice cream equals the ice cream melting, doesn't it?
No, not in the monster world. As I mentioned, there are similar technologies. You're making food. The process by which that food is made is completely different.
Oh.
Completely different.
Wow.
Have you ever been
Made it
so
ice
have
cream
you ever
machine?
been no. Have you ever been so have your hands ever been so cold that they feel hot, they feel burning?
I guess
Or
so.
the other way around, have your hands ever been so hot that suddenly you get like a cold sensation on? It's the same sort of stuff I think that's at work here with the bakery, where it's like it's so hot, boom, cold, ice cream.
I don't know if that science checks out.
I think it does. Hey, it doesn't matter if it checks out in the human world. All you need to know is that it works out in the monster world.
Monster magic.
Yes.
Strimes.
Yes. Oh, you said it correctly. Isn't that nice?
49. How did Reebro find out about Starhenge? Was it simply just by looking through its telescope? Or did it possibly study ancient monster mythology?
So I think there's a bit of both in answering this question here. It's important to remember that as one of the savviest, as one of the most intellectual monsters around, representing the sort of gifted or talented subset of the Reebro community to begin with, and that's why it has that special helmet to protect its
Big old dong.
sacred noggin. That's right. That they have a keen interest in all things to do with the monster world to begin with. So it's very possible that they've collected information about historic events and historic sites and special landmarks in the monster world in the past. But the other thing that it does quite frequently is use that special telescope just for stargazing, just in general. It's
just
an
looking
enjoyable
up
thing.
at the stars.
And recall as well that Rare Rebro's telescope is using very special technology that allows it to gaze into different dimensions. It's an interdimensional telescope. Because recall, if you will, that Ethereal Island
I'm recalling.
is in a pocket dimension of the monster world, and therefore not the main reality that Celestial Island descended into and crashed into the surface of the monster world many times. Oh no!
What
Something fell. But nothing important, I don't think.
I think it's fine.
Was it?
Just the Kana plunge.
Arcana.
Okay.
No!
Monster Handler Eric, who's behind the camera today, do you think you could pass us that Kana?
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
Pass the Kana.
Pass the Kana.
Avid Shark 10 is Reborn Vamp aware.
Ooh! Ow!
Well, great. Now
All
I
right,
lost even worse.
That was here. I'll go get it.
Is Reborn Vamp aware of the technological enhancements that Rare Webbox used on itself?
So Vamp, having just been, I'm gonna go around. Having just been unearthed.
Just forget it. It's fine. It's fine.
I'm gonna go. Having just been.
You're not going to be able to do it.
I am gonna be able to do it. So Vamp, having just been awakened, revived, I should say, on Celestial Island after being unearthed from the wreckage still has a lot of catching up to do with what's going on with the rest of the monster world. I'm sure once it becomes aware of the fact that Rare Wubbox has modified itself from its original shape in such a significant way, we'll be very interested to learn about that upgrade. But I think for now, Vamp is just sort of catching up with its fellow Celestials. I wonder if I can shimmy back over. Hi, everyone. No, I can get through here. I'm just gonna have to suck in.
Let me show you something that we weren't able to show last time when we showed these off. Listen. Goes on for a bit. Good dancing. Okay.
I'm back, and we rescued young Kana, and that's what's important. All right, so what's the next question?
Cubwax.
You did it.
Yeah. Do monsters play My Stumping Humans on their tablets and watch Human Expert Matt / Imposter Handlers Matt live show every Friday?
Now, this is sort of a sensitive topic for me, because I still don't know quite how to feel about Imposter Handler Matt, a.k.a. Human Expert Matt.
Did invite you on the show.
That is true. It did sort of end on amicable terms. We did part as friends after that first fateful meeting. Maybe more like friendly rivals, perhaps. Yeah. But I'm not entirely sure what the sort of programming looks like over in that bizarre mirror universe of theirs.
Well, you know what I think.
What do you think?
If it is a mirror universe, you would think that the show would be every Monday.
Instead of every Friday. Or maybe they have completely different days of the week. Who knows?
Well, if it's a mirror.
I don't know.
Oh. Or maybe, who knows?
It is strange to think of.
Bogart fan. Are phones, computers, or tablets a things Monster uses?
If they are certainly carryovers from any sort of contact that the monster world may have with the human world. I don't think that that's technology that's necessarily native to the monster world.
I feel like we've seen them before, maybe on social.
Yes, manipulating tablets. But as I mentioned, when that's the case, I believe that is a result of contact between the two universes.
Yeah. Quarry Zucker MSM. When Persona on Air Island was first heard in the background of a certain live stream back in November.
What?
Don't know what you're talking about. It appeared to have sung much more lyrics than it currently does in game. Does this mean Persona will eventually sing more on Air Island?
Don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
That's bah, yo fool. So nah. I'm not entirely sure. First of all, what Quarry Zucker's talking about, and secondly,
find it online.
And secondly, the song that Persona sings right now is very sweet and
feels like a complete work.
Yeah, it in no way, shape, or form could be part of a larger song later to be completed. I don't think that that's the sort of thing that is going on there.
Trashcraft. How does Bellofish gather its materials to create its wooden suit? This is going to be the last question, then we'll quickly do some stumped.
Okay, sounds good. How does Bellofish gather the materials used to create its wooden exosuit?
Yes.
So, I've never actually seen a Bellofish not in its mech suit. I do know that they are native to the aqua slime pools of Ethereal Island. I don't know if they're able to sort of like control that aqua slime to like manipulate objects for them, or if the feet,
a lot of manipulation,
or if the feet that we see emerging from the bottom of Bellofish are capable of grasping and manipulating items. Because in which case, that'd be sort of a strange looking creature. And I'd be very interested to see as a monster piece call out, a request, if you will, to see what Bellofish might look like without its mech suit on. What it looks like when it's still in the aqua slime pools of Ethereal Island. All right, so those are questions. Now, you're ready to give me some trivia?
I'm ready to stump you.
No.
And
not gonna happen. I'm feeling really good after that last time that I did really well. Remember that?
Yeah, I don't remember that.
Oh yeah, you weren't here.
I watched it though, of course.
Uh-huh.
Ali Lee 1 asks.
Is that part of the question?
No.
Yeah, all right, go.
How many leg spheres are visible in Reebro's PNG?
Oh, no.
Specifically, the PNG.
Okay. Oh, are visible? Ah! So not how many does it have, but how many are there?
Yeah. I have it here for
1, 2,
confirmation
3,
purposes.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to say 9.
Stumped.
And how much was it?
21.
21?
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You're already wrong. Left
Yeah, I was
room.
way off.
Yeah.
You know what I thought for a second?
What were you
the
thinking?
spheres were just like the connective pieces between
Oh.
other
No,
units.
you're wrong.
Yeah, that was quite wrong.
Left.
Okay, 0 for 1.
20 stone.
All right,
Left
I'll
room
do
one.
better. Yes, what?
How many pipes does Reebro have behind them?
How many pipes?
Pipes.
Only the 2. Common Reebro?
No, I said rare.
Oh, rare. 4.
Winner game now.
Yes! Dun 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 dun.
Yeah,
Ooh.
yeah, don't go crazy. Har239 says,
So I'm 1 for 2.
name all the monsters with the mech element. I think you should be able to.
Oh, yeah, okay.
You're good at this stuff.
Alright, so monsters with the mech element are Reebro,
Mm-hmm.
Nebulob,
Yep.
Oraculele,
Yep.
Bellowfish,
Yep.
Fung Prey.
Yep. That it?
Nope, one more. Dragon.
That it?
Yes. 5 hybrids and Reebro.
Well, according to my calculations.
Well,
you're
okay, are we
stumped.
counting the rares?
You're stumped. Because Fung Prey is not, according to my answers here.
Oh, it's a crystal
and you
poison.
forgot Vamp!
Okay, so I would like to. Okay, so no one is correct in this instance because
Stumped all around.
Stumped all around because while
You're still stumped.
yes, I am, and I'll admit it, but it's an important thing, and this was actually asked on a previous stream. Why don't the Celestials have their corresponding? What they're the
Traditional
Celestial
stuff.
of
Yep.
as part of their elemental sigils. And yes, while Vamp is the Celestial of Mech, it cannot be said to be a monster that has the element of Mech as part of its
Well, you're still wrong.
sigil. Yeah, all right, fine.
MS. Is it MS?
So 1 for 3. 1 for 3.
Or is it just MS?
I have no idea.
I'm gonna say it's MSM Bogart. I
It
believe.
could be my singing
But-
Bogart. Oh no,
No,
it's
it is
just the
MS
one.
Bogart. Yeah,
Yes,
you're right.
yes,
You're
yes.
right. How was Epic Potbelly announced?
How?
Yes.
It was announced via one of our
Who? I'm not letting you get away.
Phoenix Kev.
Stomped.
No.
It was the Monster Explorers.
Oh, I'm sorry, Monster Explorers. I do remember the video very well.
Distinctly. Yeah.
Yes, because it transitioned between the castle that was visible and footage of the epic potbelly on its island. Is that like a Redeemer detail?
No. That was not the question. There's no redemption.
All right.
You are what, like
1 for 4. So
Hey.
25%. Oh, I need to get this next one right for 5 to get my 40%. Okay. So pressure's on.
Ivan Concha or Concha 452.
Yes.
Talker in Plant Island says, "Then there were more. Look across the landscape." How does this line continue? Then there were more. Look across the landscape. Blank, 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 blank. Give me the next line.
Talker says this? On Plant
Then
Island.
there were more. Look across the landscape. You're gonna feel foolish when you get this wrong.
It's just a bunch of plants.
Ooh, I'm sorry, so close.
No!
It's, and you'll find it's just a bunch of plants. No!
1 out of 5, 20%. 20% lower.
Now I
than
have
my
2 more
Steve.
questions. So you may
Okay,
be
then
able
never mind. Keep them coming.
I kind of want you to get 40%.
All right.
At Mammoths says, getting picked by a revived Scartar's forelegs can give you an embarrassing case of what?
Tweedlepox.
Bingo. Winner gagnant.
No problem. 2 out of 6.
And our last one.
33%. Oh, I can definitely crack 40 if
yeah,
I do this
think you
properly. Yeah.
Once again from Ali
3 out of
Lee
7.
1. What did Vamp? With what did Vamp build itself?
With what?
Did Vamp build itself?
We're talking about the original Vamp, and that is to
Yes.
say the one from Dawn of Fire.
Yes.
It built itself from detritus scattered across the universe. 3 out of 7.
He does.
Winner gagnant. I achieved my 40%. Yes, this is great. I knew detritus was the word.
I know, it's the word of the
episode.
day.
That's great.
So, with that, that is our stumped portion of the.
I think you mean trivia, but that's okay.
Yes, stumped. And so now we're gonna move into
Can.
an activity.
Okay.
This is an activity that we dreamt up earlier in the week.
We dreamt it up, did we?
Well, I mean, you know,
Yes.
we figured it'd be good.
Yes.
Because obviously we're talking about technology
Yes.
and stuff. So what we thought would be fun.
Accident there. Yes.
And now us personally, we don't
Showing you
know.
my materials here.
Eric, I'm gonna give you this laptop. Just for now. We don't know what these prompts are, but
Okay.
we've had Monster Handler Sydney, Monster Handler Eric, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the chat, give us sort of problems that may exist in the monster world.
Okay.
And those problems are going to be given to us. We're going to have 3 of them.
Yes.
And then what we're going to do is we're going to have to come up with a solution
Yes.
with like using monster
Oh,
technology.
good. I like this.
To solve the problem. And
Okay.
then we're gonna present
and it's going to be evaluated.
yes, our solutions to the gracious chat over here.
Okay.
And I believe the way we're gonna have it work is the chat will vote and they will count as a vote.
Mm-hmm.
Eric will vote
Mm-hmm.
and he will count as a vote.
Yes.
And Sydney will vote on which they feel is the better solution
Okay.
to said problem.
That more exemplifies the values and historical archaeological evidence of monster technologies.
What they feel is better to solve.
Okay, great.
However you view that.
Okay,
However
awesome.
you view that.
So we have Monster Handler Sydney joining us here inside the studio. So everyone say hi, Sydney.
Hi, everybody.
There she is.
So just so you know, that does mean that nobody's going to be in the chat, but
Well, I mean,
they'll be
to
watching. They
some
can watch.
extent
They can watch
will.
the chat stuff.
There they are. Oh, have they
Have they appeared? Are you there?
Move that over a little bit more.
Sure, 1 second.
They will appear
Getting
momentarily.
They'll appear momentarily. So while we're doing our thing, because we
Yes.
need our thinking caps to come up to solve these problems.
Yes.
They'll
Would
be
you
there.
would you like me to take off my
Yeah, that's
my
a
cap
cheater.
as a
That's
ooh, I've got helmet hair.
I
feel
like it.
I
Nice.
feel like Shrek. I have helmet hair. Remember that part? That's right.
Yeah. How could I forget Shrek?
It's great.
Seen
It's
it millions
great.
of
Yes.
times. So I guess the best way to start this would be to give us our first problem.
Well,
Okay.
Let's go over the
We-
criteria that's required.
All right. Let's hear it.
Okay.
There they are, appearing down there in the corner.
So we're gonna present you with an issue that might come up in the monster world.
Uh-huh.
We're gonna need a drawing, a representation of your solution.
Yes.
We're going to need a name for the solution, and we'd also like a tagline to help
Some
promote
sort
your
of
idea in the monster world.
promotional catchphrase.
Exactly.
Yes.
And,
All right.
I'll be able to present this to you guys, right? And
Yes, you can do a full pitch presentation.
Yes, it'll
Yes.
be.
That's what we expect, in fact.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes.
My
Anything
goodness.
less than you're
You're
done. You're
in
done.
the
You're not
Yep.
doing it right.
Okay, let me just
This
construct
thing
my
is
notes.
bugging me.
Okay.
Your notes.
I just
I'm going to be doing this off the top of my.
well, I
Beautiful
don't know
head.
what I don't know what
Notes?
the prompts are.
All right,
well,
let's go.
I have to
Neither of you
review
know
Yeah.
the prompts.
All right, let's
No,
do
I
it.
don't.
Let's do the first one here.
Okay. Just 1 second.
I got my
Set
noodle
up.
ready. Noodle
Sorry,
engaged.
Notes up on here.
I'm going to write Monster Handler Matt on the top of
Yep.
mine to make sure there's no plagiarism.
I think I remember the first one anyway. I'm just gonna wing. All right, you gentlemen ready?
It's
Yeah.
a bad one. Yes.
The first issue afflicting monsters in the
Yes.
monster world is there are too many rocks on my island.
Classic
Mm.
problem.
Too
I'm very
many
excited.
rocks.
Creative
Too
solution.
many
Yes.
rocks.
I've also had had, too many trees on my island.
Okay,
Big problem. Huge problem, especially the big trees. Not too many big shrubs on my island, though.
No, never
No.
enough big shrubs.
No.
Now, while these guys do this, if the chat wants to send us some ideas they might have for either future entries or just ideas as to issues that might come from the Monster World, Sydney and I might be able to brainstorm some ideas while these guys, because these guys are going to need a minute to come up with a full pitch. And we'll be judging them on. I know I'm definitely going to take into account how much monster elements they managed to put into it. Creativity, obviously, a big part.
Yes. I'm looking for charisma.
Like in the actual pitch. The presentation is important for you.
Exactly.
And of course, you guys can pick your own criteria because you'll be voting, and being the tiebreaker between us should. Well, really, it's just the majority, right? So if all three of us vote the same way, if two of us vote the same way, it's decided. There's the winner. We'll do a few different rounds and crown one of the king.
Yes. King of.
Invention Convention.
Yes, exactly.
Reebro's Invention Convention, if I read the document correctly.
Oh, is that what it's called? Reebro's Invention Connection or
Convention.
Convention? Whatever, close enough.
We'll have to do votes on here.
Okay.
Yep.
So we just have to open.
I'm seeing some pretty impressive drawings
Thank
already.
you.
Yeah. I can only see Michael's from here.
Oh, I just forgot what I was doing.
Michael got some new glasses, by the way, so tell Michael in the chat how much you like his new glasses.
Thank you.
I'll grab the laptop.
Sure.
Ba ba ba. Da da dum.
Ooh, Matt looks distressed at his own idea.
Yeah. Definite concentration face there.
And oh, well, there's a positive turn of events.
Seems
Whereas
confident.
Michael looks a little ashamed to even show his face right now.
Oh, there it is.
Good.
So how much more time do we have?
Oh, until we get Moobot open. How about that?
All right.
Now, you're not required to write the name of the pitch or the tagline on the board. You can just present it. That's fine. Just FYI. Feel free to take up all the space just for your drawing because we're going to want a very clear depiction. I'm thinking Van Gogh levels of artistry.
Nothing less will be accepted.
That's right.
Okay, we've got our poll open. So after Monster Handlers Matt and Michael present their pitch, you guys will have the option to vote by typing in Matt or typing in Michael in the chat.
Excellent.
Are we doing Matt and Mike or Matt and Michael?
It's currently Michael. Here, I can change it.
No, it's fine. I'm
Alright.
just curious. I'm never
No,
math.
I'm redoing it.
All right.
I'm redoing
Matt.
it.
We're redoing it.
Monster
We're
Handler
redoing it.
Matthew over
That's
here.
We've judged the old.
I need a name. The
and
name
we're
is so key.
Yeah, I know.
Ooh, well, Moobot's
Good thing
almost
I have
done,
a
so
good one.
All right.
you're running out of time.
How much time?
Give you 20 more seconds.
Okay.
Do, 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 do,
Are these real-time votes?
Yes, there's 2 in.
Just a reminder, you should vote after you see
Yeah,
the answer.
make sure you've seen the pitch. Don't just vote on
Yeah,
who you like.
I'm sure Matt's already winning.
Maybe we
It's
set
neck
it
and neck.
once they show
Maybe
the
things
answers.
will shift. Yes.
I'm not. I gotta say, I have a weak point in my pitch here, but you know what? I feel okay.
Okay. I like that he started by telling us he has a weak point.
All right.
I
Who's
appreciate
gonna go
that he's
first?
starting-
Michael, you
his
go
own.
first.
So,
As judges, we approve that decision.
Yes.
Oh, what's on the back of mine?
it's so that you can like stick it to stuff.
Oh, buddy.
So, we got an issue here in the Monster World.
Yes, we
We
do.
got too many rocks.
Too many rocks.
What I present to you is called Vampalicious. Now, you see, as we talked about, Vamp has the power to control things. So what we got here is we're gonna get some of these big diggers to remove the rocks,
Okay.
and the slogan for this is "Can you dig it?" And you
Wow.
know what? Vamp can dig it.
Now, is that a vamp in the bottom right corner
Yes.
Mm.
there? It looks to be.
He's focused, or
Looks
it's
like a boot.
It's focusing its vamp powers to make these diggers do their digging job.
I do
Alright.
like the integration of an existing Monster World decoration.
That is, yeah. I like the use of color, actually. There's a little bit of green there.
Okay, very
also,
nice.
I'd
Very
like
nice.
to point out it was very clear that you were referencing the quality of Vamp, and the immediate response was, he's focused! As if that explained the shape.
Well, Vamp, this requires a lot of work, but we
Yeah.
got rocks to get
You
rid
got a
of.
much better marker than I do.
I
So.
too, when I focus, all
okay.
detail in my appearance
Do we,
just fades away.
just before we start, based on Matt's comment, do we add or remove points for whining?
Mine was just a statement of fact. Are you ready?
Okay.
Yeah, let's hear it.
I'm sure this is gonna be great.
Okay, so
Oh,
mine is called the Dipstractor, and you know what? Instead of treating the rocks like they're an issue, we know that they can be reused for elements of Dipster homes underground. Okay, so there. I'm not trying to spoil
Okay.
my tagline here. So here you can see Doe, I believe. Who
I seem to
sitting?
recall you.
Yeah,
got
Sydney.
that,
I believe.
stump question wrong.
Yes,
Actually,
yes.
you
Well,
got
I
it.
believe it's
Yeah.
dough, so it's important to know that this entire structure is made entirely out of wood, and except for the wheels inside the treads of this particular invention, which are rocks themselves, and make for something of a bumpy ride, but it's all good. So instead of treating rocks like an issue, we're just going to repurpose them, we're going to upcycle them into Dipster homes, and the tagline is, keep on rocking in the monster world.
That's pretty solid. All right, now we
I'll
have
hold
the
them
two
together.
Yes.
inventions here. The poll is open. Type in Matt or Mike in the chat
Well,
to vote for which invention.
what a surprise!
Well,
To vote for which invention you prefer.
yes.
Now, Eric, what do you think of these two options?
Ooh. Now,
Don't worry, I'll be back.
we're not giving an answer yet, right? We'll wait till the poll is done. Okay.
Just give your general feedback.
I do like both efforts very much. I will say, fairly similar in the mechanical value. They were both basically just a device that digs. That's not a negative. It's a good idea, first of all. Makes a lot of sense.
Perhaps
Just-
would have enjoyed seeing a little more creativity, though.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
Can
I
you-
wondered if we were going to get
Can you
something
give us our
really
next
interesting.
prompt so we can start thinking?
Yeah, start working
Sure.
on that.
Okay, let's set up the next prompt.
Not to interrupt
before
you
we
guys
move on.
judging.
No, that's fine. You've just lost a bunch of points.
What are these
We're cut.
rules here?
Okay,
For your complaints,
Oh, thank you. Well, you might get just as. Yeah, that was.
are you
nice
guys
too.
ready for this?
Yes,
prompt?
we are.
Okay,
We're
another
ready.
issue.
Yes.
Lagging the monsters. All that decorating during seasonal events takes too long.
Classic.
That's a lot of work that goes into those islands.
Every festival of Yay, every season of love, every spooktacle, etc.
And so, what's the issue? It takes a long time to decorate.
Yeah.
Yeah, set up all that. Hoopla.
That
Oopla!
Hoopla!
Oh, this is terrible.
So, back to the other ideas.
Yes.
Never mind. It's
As
all
Matt
right.
said, they're terrible. No. Yes, I would have liked to see something a little more interesting than digging, but both the methods of digging were interesting in themselves,
Yes.
so that's good. It just means that neither of them really get a creative edge
No.
over the other for me. They're both creative. Was one of them more creative? Hard to say. They were both basically a digging device.
Yes. When it comes to integrating the monster world, I
Mm-hmm.
thought they both did a fairly good job. Michael utilized an
This one
existing
is
monster
really
world decoration.
I'm
while
stumped.
Yeah.
Matt
I
utilized it.
confess myself stumped.
Yes, I did really appreciate
Um,
the sort of recyclable value of using the spot the rocks once were. I think that certainly deserves credit.
Absolutely.
That's a little bit more creativity rather than just removing the rocks,
feel like
right?
the
It's like
first
how
person
can
who
we
can
use
think of
space?
something
Yes,
is gonna
I
just
like
like
your
win
the
by
recycling
default.
factor is definitely a big plus
Mm-hmm.
for me.
Very good. Do we see anything in the chat? Any comments? That
Let's
makes
see.
I'll let them sway me.
They seem to like the way you say hoopla.
Ah, yes. Hoopla!
Hoopla.
oh, this sucks.
A lot
Oh,
of
this one
love it.
seems to be giving the contestants some trouble.
I mean,
Monster Explorer says they love both the ideas. Ooh, but they still like Mike's idea too. So it sounds like Mike might have a slight edge with the Monster Explorers.
Interesting.
thank you, Monster
Ooh, some people
Explorers.
seem to have ideas about using portals to get rid of the rocks.
Oh, that's interesting.
Very smart. Ghast might be handy there. Alright.
Very good. Very good. Okay, what do you say we close up this poll?
Yep.
And then we'll weigh in our votes
Sounds good
and see how it sways.
to me. Boom. Okay, the poll is closed.
Okay, would you like to give your vote first?
I would.
Okay.
I am going to give it to Michael for this one.
Oh, don't show pity.
No, I like the usage of the decorations, and I also feel that while Matt said that rocks could be reused, I would have liked to know some of his ideas for reusing the rocks.
That's up to the Dipsters.
Seems like a half-baked idea.
Oh,
Well,
Needs to go back in the bakery a little longer.
yeah, that's right.
I
Boom,
can't
better
believe
idea.
this betrayal.
I'm also gonna vote Michael.
Oh my
And
goodness!
I'll tell you why. I didn't hear a lot of explanation of how the dipster is even using this crazy device.
It doesn't
What-
have any hands.
What exactly is it doing
That
to
you know
control?
of.
Oh my goodness! Oh my god!
I just there was not enough detail on the interiors of this dipstractor to make sense that the dipster was using it effectively, whereas the Vamp strategy made a lot of sense.
Yes.
It was very clear from the focus lines that the Vamp was in full control of this situation.
Beautiful
Now,
illustrated.
that comes to the poll vote, which went to Matt. It does not change the winner of this round, which is Michael.
Yes.
But this, had we split, this would have been the decider.
Yes, absolutely. So 71% of the vote did go to Matt. Michael, only
Still won.
28% of the vote. But yes, did win because our votes count too.
Yeah, we are the judges. It's what we do. How much longer? Give these guys a
I got
minute,
like
maybe?
a minute, maybe.
That
Oh,
sounds like
all
exactly
right.
what I said. So okay.
Now, a reminder that the problem that they are trying to solve is that it takes way too long to decorate your island during seasonal events.
To clarify, for the monsters to decorate.
Yes.
All of the little side accoutrements you see around the
Accoutrement?
island. And then we'll see who's the winner gang of this problem.
I look forward to finding that out.
I'm not gonna write the name of my slogan or title
Keep it
on
a
my
surprise.
thing.
Very
I just
theatrical.
hope you remember it. That would be embarrassing.
Okay.
I have faith. I have faith.
I do too. I know that Michael likes the theatrical pitch.
Yes.
As do we.
Would
Big
you like to
points
go
for that.
forward first?
Yes,
As
I'll
I
go
said, I'm
first
looking
this
for
time.
charisma.
We're gonna
All right.
twist the order here.
Okay.
Okay,
Hit us.
are you ready?
Yeah, let's hear
I'm
it.
going first. So I have here the Deco Porter.
Ah.
This is a clever combination of teleporter technology from the era of Dawn of Fire combined with the time machine's ability to manipulate the time-space continuum, and there's some nice like
No writing, Michael.
there's some nice brickwork happening there at the front.
Very beautiful.
And so the way this technology works, since I was docked points for failing to elaborate on my last invention,
He learns.
is it simply opens a portal to another world in the multiverse, and that's where you can deposit your decorations for later. Because if the theories of the multiverse are to be trusted, there's infinite room, and that's why my slogan is, there's always room in the multiverse, which looks like multiverse, but it's multi. There's always room in the multiverse. That's the Decaporter.
Okay, this is unprecedented in the entire one round we've ever played of this game. But I have to ask a question.
I am
Because I
listening.
feel like maybe I missed something.
Yes,
There's more room for decorations.
yes.
How does that speed up decorating?
I think we should save that for the evaluation portion because I also have a lot to say about this.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure I didn't miss something very clear while I was looking at all the streaming
Fair,
stuff.
fair. Do you have a response before we continue?
No, I do not.
Okay. Michael, on to you.
In 1842, I do believe you will recall that Julius Mayer Roberts presented the law of the conservation of energy.
You're leaning
It
back
was,
with your engineering
The
background.
conservation of energy, as I'm sure we all remember, is that energy cannot be created nor destroyed. It is
simply,
it exists.
yeah.
So this is a theoretical invention that I'm posing to the monster here. What we have here is a fuser. Now, a fuser, of course, we know takes the two globes, combines that to make a globe of a new color.
Uh-huh.
So what if we took the energy that is used to transform into that new globe? We put that globe in the fuser. We're going to reverse the technology here. As you can see, we're going to hook that bad boy up to the time machine over here. This is all theoretical. We don't know if this works, but trust me, I've done the numbers. I think it works. We're going to hook it up to the time machine. Now, a time machine usually cannot bend time and space. But through this influx of energy, my calculations show that we can actually reverse time or fast forward time to a decorated state. And therefore, we would not have to decorate.
You're skipping the step entirely.
So I like to call this the law of conservation of decorating. And decorations can neither be created nor destroyed. They just always exist.
That's your tagline?
I rest my case.
Fine. It's going to be in such small print.
I see why he didn't write it.
Okay.
I could have fit
Wow.
it, but
I'd like
polls
to
are
point out
open.
that we both integrated
Make sure to
aspects
vote
of the time
For
machine.
your favorite solution.
Matt
to
or Mike?
Specifically, the problem being it takes too long to decorate all of the islands during seasonal events. Now, if you've thought of a response, Matt, that you'd like to defend your idea,
Yeah,
feel free.
okay.
Would love to hear it.
Here it comes. Halfway through this, I forgot what the issue was. And what I did instead is thought about where to put these decorations, not how to speed up, which you can see in the vestige of the fact that I've got these coils from the time machine, but then very rapidly forgot what exactly the issue was that I was solving. So I'd like to abstain from this particular one.
No,
And
you can't.
I can't. Well,
No.
that's
You're
the
still in the
truth.
running.
That's the truth. You know what? I could have falsified. I could have given you some elaborate story, but I was honest. So I hope that is recognized in the
How
evaluation.
will that be recognized by you? I'm very curious. How do you? Because here's my
Because I solved a different issue.
we're pitching ideas.
my issue
We're-
is solved too. You don't have to put the decorations
We're
anywhere.
presenting
They
ideas.
just
This is
exist
the
and
perfect
don't
time
exist.
to not be honest. To come up with a better answer as to what went wrong and sell it. And you didn't. You threw that opportunity away.
Not
That's
much
because
of a
it's because
marketer.
I want to be known as a character of integrity.
I'm
and
a man of
honesty.
science.
Those are not mutually inclusive, my friend.
Can I,
Me
before we continue to judge, can we get that third problem? Because it took us a while on the
It
second
did
one.
take us a while.
Okay.
Here.
Would you like to do this last?
Thank
I would love to. The third problem is my day is being ruined by pranks. There's at least one monster in the monster world that's very notable for their pranking,
Mm-hmm.
and I hate when pranks like that just ruin my day.
It's just, you can't get away from them sometimes.
No,
'Cause that's the thing. Lots of monsters enjoy a good gaff,
a good goof,
a goofy gaff,
gaffs and goofs.
and you gotta watch it. You could stumble into one at any time.
Do you have one planned?
Oh, we'll see.
Oh gosh. Now, some fun suggestions from the chat that I saw for the last problem. One that I saw was ask a drum roll for help because they have a lot of hands
Ooh.
and they can help you multitask.
Yep. Multitasking, great strategy.
Yes. Now, as we wait for these two to finish their next problem, did you want to pass your judgment?
I have a lot to consider.
Should I close
For
the
this
poll before?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's close
We're
the poll.
closing the poll for the last problem. Boom. It is closed.
So, I did like Michael's answer. You know, it was elaborate, which I give points for.
Yes.
I'd say as they finish their last one, so they better change it if it's not elaborate. But there was definitely a lack where he said my calculations, which were nowhere to be seen or explained.
Wait, did
Show
you really
your
want me to
work.
put
What?
all the calculations on here?
Yes. How about you focus on your next one?
This is our time.
It just, yeah, I got a little bit lost in all the technical mumbo jumbo.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the sales spirit wasn't quite there. It wasn't. There weren't enough buzzwords. It wasn't easy for me to understand. It was a lot of in 1984. In 1984.
It was 1842. Get
See?
it right.
See, this is the kind of detail where it's like, why didn't he just say great idea? And I would have gone, that is a great idea. But no, had to give me a history lesson.
They don't know how to sell it to the judges. That's what I'm
It's-
seeing.
Yeah, it's a little tough.
I'm ready to present.
Already?
Do you have any thoughts on this last one?
My thoughts on the last one were, I think that while Matt perhaps had the edge in title, tagline, and perhaps also artwork, Michael's content might have been the winner because I think Matt's idea really just solved the problem of it takes a long time to get rid of my decorations. So, although I have to say, neither idea impressed me.
I think it could have been better.
Who would
well.
like to see this same event repeated, but with roles reversed in the future? Let us
Yes.
know in the chat. Because I think it'd be very fun to see what happens when Monster Handlers Sydney and Eric have to
I think
come
we
up
do a great job.
with
Oh.
Also,
similar
someone came up with
sort of
a
things.
someone came up with a team name for us, which
Oh.
was Sidrick.
Considerate. I like that.
Short and simple.
Also, as one of the judges, I can already say my answers would be great because I'm a judge.
Yeah, duh.
So,
No. We did
that being said, I'm going to throw my vote to Matt because I'm a judge and it's fun to be unpredictable.
Now,
So who won?
I am throwing my vote to Michael again. And the community has thrown their vote with 55%. It was a close vote.
55.
55% to Michael.
Wow.
So that's 2. You've won 2 of them so far.
He has. Now, we will
Don't
be looking
cheat.
for a suggestion of a problem from you guys in the chat.
Mhm.
So please send your problem suggestions in the chat, and we'll do at least one of those, I think. Does that sound good?
Yeah, that sounds
Yep.
good.
Okay.
Do you want me to present first this time?
Yes, I would.
Okay. So my day is being ruined by pranks. May I present to you Big Colossal, creating a prank-free island one eye at a time. So what we got here is we're going to install these cameras. Now they
They look
may
like
look
globes.
like
Oh, I
globes
see why it's called Big Colossal.
so that you don't think that you're being watched, but you are. And so what we're going to do is if anyone on this island decides to do a prank, we're going to catch them red-handed. Now, I'm not saying that there won't be some pranks. We will, but we'll stop some of them. And you know what? And then people learn, and we'll stop pranking.
Okay.
Big Colossal for your consideration.
This time we will save questions for after we both present. I think
So
that's
to be clear, you're
Thank you for your
advocating for the creation
no
and
questions.
cooperation of a whole new Colossus.
No commentary.
No. Let me clarify. This is an example of a colossal
That has
has
been-
had these installed.
I see.
Yes.
All right, let's hear your
On to
solution
Matt,
now. Let's
please.
go.
Okay, so
It's just called Big Colossal.
pooping, an issue for sure in the monster world.
Did you say poop?
Hooping,
Oh, hooping.
getting hooped, because I think we can
Hoopla.
stop beating around the shrub here and identify who it is that we're talking about. So I have an innovative solution that is developed inside the monster world and has the likes of which has never been seen before. I call it the Cane Shaw. And it incorporates several different aspects of willing monsters who are able to contribute to this issue. You've got some dislodged fur corn teeth making up the actual teeth of the cane shaw. You've got some cybot piping to help ventilate out excess heat that may be generated, and a Trump light bulb that gives a little victory toot when it has successfully cut through the hoop of a ne'er-do-well, of a pesky prankster. And my
goodness.
catchphrase is, stay in the loop, don't get hooped. This is the cane shot.
Well done. All right, the poll is open. Matt or Mike?
Can I have an eraser?
You may.
Do you want to give us our?
Would you like? Do you
Is
have
there
any
a chat
questions
one,
you'd
or?
like to ask the contestants before they just parade right through our judging?
No, I think I understood. Now, before I give you guys your
I
fan...
have some questions.
Okay.
Okay.
Before we do the fan question, though, it is 6:11. Do we want to do a fan question, or do we want to move on to Monsterpieces after
It doesn't
this?
matter to me.
I say we throw a quick fan one in.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then we'll
Then
go straight to
I have
Monsterpieces.
your fan one. Your fan one is my castles aren't comfy enough.
Oh.
From Donkey Kong.
Okay.
Donkey.
Donkey Kong.
All right, now
My questions. You're gonna have to answer this while you draw it out, I
Yeah.
guess.
That's fine.
we'll give you a little more time.
Just to clarify, Michael.
Yeah.
Your solution wasn't so much that
It was a
monsters
solution.
who are already being pranked on islands full of pranks. It doesn't really help them on that island, but it's just a creation of a new prank-free space.
No.
It's installed.
It's being
on
installed on
Oh.
that island.
So you're eliminating all pranks forever to protect the few monsters who aren't enjoying them.
Well, he did say it wouldn't eliminate all pranks.
Yeah.
Okay.
We can catch the prank. If it's a bad one, we can then take that monster and go, excuse me, monster. We don't appreciate those pranks. You're allowed to do other pranks, but at this time, none of those pranks.
Okay. Well, it sounds like that's a bit worrisome because it'd be up to the discretion of the judge whether a prank is good or bad. But as a judge, I like that. So that's
Giving
good.
power to the judge.
Now, Monster Handler Matt. I have to ask, with the cane saw,
Yes, cane shaw. Thank you.
is there a reason you didn't spell cane more like Cana?
That also
no,
stuck
no.
out to me.
I assumed that you were incorporating like the sugar cane. Am I
was
wrong?
doing neither of those things.
What word you do?
It was just a creative word that entered my mind.
Just moving the H from one side of the word to the other is creative.
What word?
The chainsaw.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well,
Fair enough.
as a fan of puns, I cannot say I'm impressed.
No, not your best work, I'd say, Matt.
That being said, I did love the idea.
Yes.
Oh, but also, this is not, I think I got this perfectly clear, but I'm interested in your feedback on this. Seemed less about stopping pranks in general and more about the aftermath of a very specific prank. So it's helping monsters who have been hooped, but it's not stopping the hooping, and no other prank is covered by this device.
Well, it would stop the hooping. It would stop future hoopings.
What is?
I think it was.
Because it
I think it
cuts
was
through the
based
hoop.
on the idea that there is a main prankster, and so if you stop that prankster, you hopefully cut down on the bad pranks.
Oh, someone said it should have been called the Chain Maw.
Ooh.
But Ma, strictly speaking, was not included in one of the monsters who contributed to its creation. So.
Was a Shaw part of?
None of them were incorporated in the name. It was Furcorn, a Trump-like decoration, and a side box.
Well,
there you go.
I think it's about time we pick one.
I agree.
Okay.
Eric, who does your vote go to?
I gotta throw my vote to Matt. I think the illustration really sold it. First of all, the integration of different monsters, fantastic. Not that Michael's wasn't, but the combination of very specific pieces, very good. And also, as you know, I love references to the lore that comes out in our social media.
Yes.
And despite the fact that it was just one single prank he was referencing, the fact that it's so prominent in the Hula pranking video really speaks to me. So
You're a big fan of that video.
I'd give my vote to Matt.
I will also be giving my vote to Matt. I also enjoyed all of the different monsters being referenced in this idea. I thought it was very straightforward. I thought the tagline was good, although I definitely felt that Mike's name was stronger. I enjoyed Big Colossal. So I'm also giving my vote to Matt today.
And the poll
Would you like to announce?
Wow.
gives it to Matt. All three.
85%.
My first victory. I feel better.
A strong victory.
That's good.
With that note, let's see how you fared in the last round. So at best, it's a tie. We'll have to have a tiebreaker.
I think we should
Yes.
show these at the same time
And
and
at
present
worst,
them as
it
one
will go
idea.
to Monster
ready?
and Mike.
So, we're presenting these as one idea.
Okay.
Here we go. It is.
Oh
I said the
my.
bouncy castle.
And I said
Wow.
bouncy furniture.
So as you can see, what I'm suggesting is we cover the entire castle in bouncy mattresses.
Yeah.
And we're gonna bounce our way to pillowy softness.
And mine is just taking the same sort of thinking that was already present with the bouncy castle back in the era of Dawn of Fire. And you can see here a Furcorn jumping and saying, "Wow, this is a lot of fun!" on this bouncy furniture. And my tagline is getting bouncy with it. Na 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 na.
That's not written
Na
down.
na 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 na. Getting bouncy with it.
A non-My Sea Monster song.
Feels like there's not a lot of reason to vote on these.
No.
I think we just give everyone a hearty congratulations and say, well done on this one.
Perhaps it's too much to ask of us to come up with 3 great ideas, but four great ideas in one.
We would have
short
said
And
so.
a partridge
partridge in a
pear.
love
Oh,
tree,
love tree, okay.
A tweedle. And a
Tweedle.
love tree.
Yes.
Please. She.
or a quibble,
Creep.
and a quibble in a. Thank you.
It'd be hard to get a quibble in there.
Okay, that brings us
Alright.
to one of our favorite times.
Classics.
Now, I assume that you'll just be staying with us. With us for this, Sydney? Or are you going to go?
I was gonna go head back to the chat, but I can hang out.
You can chat from here.
I have a
Sure
great
can.
idea.
Okay, hit me.
Monster Handler Matt has to say farewell for this episode of My Singing Monsters
Okay.
Live. So I was hoping that maybe one of you could come and join Michael here at the desk
Certainly.
because I got a scoot, got a hop, scoot, and boogie.
Okay.
I've got a date. Pitching these ideas to other more interested investors, since all of my brilliant ideas, not all of them, thank you very much for your support of the Cane Shop. My other brilliant ideas fell by the wayside, and clearly they are the work of a genius, and I want them to be recognized as such.
Well, all I'm saying is I won. So.
He's right.
Okay, which one of you wants to come on down?
Oh,
Sydney, why don't you-
absolutely.
In the
City's
meantime,
almost
happy
right in there.
monstering, everybody. I hope you enjoy. I wish I was going to be able to stick around and check out these Monsterpieces, but you know what? I am probably going to just watch the episode later.
On YouTube?
Perhaps on YouTube when it is uploaded to YouTube, or correct me if I'm wrong.
Twitch VOD, yeah.
Yes, Twitch. You can watch it after the episode is officially finished airing. So, without much further ado, I bid you all a fine weekend, and happy monstering, and off I go. Gotta make sure to
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna.
Say bye-bye, Monster Hunter.
I'm just gonna shift over here.
Well,
Sydney.
can I get out first?
Yeah, you can.
Thank you.
Also,
Bye,
we didn't,
everyone.
We didn't say this, but I think it's a good time to say it. Of course, we always do a giveaway here for being with us watching the show. The way you can enter that is by doing !raffle. If I'm correct.
Giveaway is open.
Giveaway is open, and today we are giving away Vamp.
That's
Specifically, Revive.
Yes, already revived Vamp. Quite the hot commodity.
Yes. Some good new monsters for you. With that, Eric, if you're ready to present us with these Monsterpieces, it would be greatly appreciated.
Yes, as D. Bon Appetit said in the chat, quoting one of the greatest philosophers, come on, let's go.
Okay.
Very nice. Okay.
Here it comes.
I believe we have a Vamp.
Yes, a revived Vamp. Looking very cute by Delango Designs from Amino.
I really like the kawaii hearts and stars in the.
Even its mouth is heart-shaped.
Oh, it
Very
is!
sweet.
It's adorable.
And next up from Ike the Wobox, or Prince Ike Total, we've got another very
Very
cute Vamp.
cute. Very cute. I think Vamp in general, all the young Celestials.
Yes,
if
the
you will.
revived
I think they
Celestials
are
are so
very
sweet.
cute.
Yeah.
Let's see this.
Spider Nichols from Amino brings us our next one.
Ooh. You know my cat's name is Nickel. Of course you know that.
I love your cat. Very
This is a
cute.
very cute one as well.
Bonus points for invoking thoughts of Nickel the cat.
Yes, exactly. Bonus points.
Beautiful. The Apple Man, also from Amino, I believe. Beautiful epic T-Rocks, a very technologically enhanced epic.
I like that they even include, the elements, the islands.
Yeah, very encyclopedic.
Very technological.
Okay, Bouncing Mister. This is their idea for a young Nebulob.
Ooh.
Yes.
I like it.
Very cute, very tiny, very precious little jelly.
Whoa! Sorry, I got a little glimpse of the next one.
Butterslip 547.
Butterslip. This is from Instagram, correct?
Yes, I believe so.
Yes, Butterslip. I always very much enjoy the different kind of art style.
Yeah,
of it,
it's
right? As I've
beautiful.
said many times, I love when people take and go with it. I like what's going on with him. With its like
The
The-
massive energy
Yes.
and his little hands and everything.
the
It's-
energy that, of course, was able to control the diggers
Yes.
and get rid of those rocks.
It was a fair idea. Okay, Letherm 1 brings us
Aw,
very sweet.
very sweet indeed. Well, now, what is that in? Is that one of the beat drops, or what was he playing with? He's like, it's for catch, I assume.
That's a good question.
Fetch of some sort, right?
I'm not sure what those little red orbs are.
I think he's just bouncing a ball ready to throw it.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. Very sweet. Mr. Dash 98.
Whoa, this looks like a nice arts and crafts project over here.
Yeah, so they're starting to build rare Wobox, and I thought it would be great to just give them a shout out and say, we look forward to seeing the rest of it.
Yes, can't wait to see that whole thing assembled. I think Eric is having trouble over here.
We're just gonna forge ahead and see what happens.
Okay.
Okay. He's having trouble switching to the next thing. Why is he having trouble? Well, that's a great question. Eric, what if you drag that out of the way? You may want to just double back in case you missed anything.
Okay. Steampunk Island by Stack Person Guy. Very
I
cool.
like the I don't know how to describe him, but like the mic the speaker boy with the eyes.
The orange one there?
Yes.
Yeah, he's very cool. I like the flying TV in the top right.
Do you know what it reminds me of? Do you remember Real Monsters?
Yes, I do.
There was the guy who held his
Oh,
eyeballs.
Yes, I see
Yeah.
it.
Even has
Very
like the
good.
same kind of shape to him.
Yep, I see it. Okay, Smitty Jonah brings us
A real, like not a real vamp,
Oh
but
my goodness.
adult vamp.
Yes, Dawn of Fire Vamp, who is more aged,
Yeah.
a little more rusty, but I think that adds to its charm.
Yeah. Gets better like what's this thing? Get better like a fine bottle of wine or whatever.
And then we go back in time to revived Vamp again with the Phoenix Kev, who I believe is in the chat today. Howdy.
Hi there.
Very sweet.
Well, I love those.
I did as well. Thanks for all those monster pieces. Yeah. As always, you can send us monster pieces on social, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, etc., using hashtag MyStreamingMonsters.
Now, of course, we've come to the end of our show.
Yes.
And you know what? I haven't run this by any of you.
Oh.
But I was thinking that I don't think we've said about the thing that we're doing next week. We haven't said that anywhere, right?
I don't think we have, no.
Did we want to?
I think we can say that we'll have something very special coming to YouTube.
Yes.
On what day is that?
Wednesday, I believe.
Is that the 30th?
Yeah, Wednesday, January 30th.
So make sure to subscribe to My Sing Monsters on YouTube so that you get to see the special thing that will be premiering on YouTube January 30th.
Yes.
We want as many people to witness the premiere with us as possible.
Yes. So something will be happening Wednesday. We will be obviously talking more about it.
Yes, we'll be talking about it as we get closer to the date, so keep your eyes peeled.
But I just thought I'd give them a little inside scoop.
Yeah, I think that's a good call.
Scoopula. Now, I don't know what that could be coinciding with.
Who knows?
Who knows?
January 30th? A Wednesday? No.
A Wednesday
Wednesdays
coming
aren't
into February?
Yeah, Wednesdays aren't special in My Sing Monsters, are they?
Who knows what happens? Eric is doing the draw. Thank you, Eric. We do have a thing.
And the winner is...
the Monster Explorers.
No way!
Congratulations.
Always a good contributor. Thank you so much. The Monster Explorers makes a lot of really cool remixes and stuff on their YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm. Was it the Monster Explorers that we tried to show the video of the one day?
Yes,
but
I think so.
But the sound didn't play?
Unfortunately, so we directed people over to their video.
Yes.
They also, as we talked about today, revealed Epic Pop.
Yes, Epic
Yes.
Pop. They were trivia question. But they didn't supply that trivia question.
No, someone
Somebody
else
else
did.
did. Very interesting.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Moobot, for that.
Thank you.
You're always so helpful.
Shout out to Moobot and to Eric,
Yes.
who controls it.
And Monster Explorers. Well, he doesn't control it. He just hits a button, and then the randomizer goes, this one is the
Well,
winner.
what would Moobot do if there wasn't someone hitting the button?
I'm sure Moobot would continue to work its magic in the chat. So, yeah.
I think that brings
been
everything
fun.
to a conclusion. It has been fun.
It's been a good episode.
I think so. Great ideas. Great inventions.
Great inventions. I can't wait to play it again. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
I can't wait to be on the other side judging you.
Judging is
And
pretty
you.
thrilling, I have to say. It's a good seat to be in.
Arbitrarily throwing around what you like and don't like.
I wouldn't call it arbitrary.
Yeah.
We had our
You have your own criteria,
Yeah.
I guess. But yeah, I guess there's only one more thing to say.
Yes, and that is
What is it?
happy
Happy monstering! You're a superstar!